The Charge of the Light Brigade by Alfred Lord Tennyson, 1809 to 1892. Half a league, half a league, half a league onward, all in the valley of death rode the 600. Forward the Light Brigade, charge for the guns, he said, into the valley of death rode the 600. Forward the Light Brigade, was there a man dismayed? Not, no, the soldier knew someone had blundered. Theirs not to make reply, theirs not to reason why, theirs but to do and die. Into the valley of death rode the 600. Cannon to the right of them, cannon to the left of them, cannon in front of them, volleyed and thundered. Stormed at with shot and shell, boldly they rode and well, into the jaws of death, into the mouth of hell, rode the 600. Flashed all their sabres bare, flashed as they turned in air, sabring the gunners there, charging an army, while all the world wondered. Plunged in the battery smoke, right through the line they broke. Cossack and Russian reeled from the sabre stroke, shattered and sundered. Then they rode back, but not the 600. Cannon to the right of them, cannon to the left of them, cannon behind them, volleyed and thundered. Stormed at with shot and shell, while horse and hero fell. They that had fought so well came through the jaws of death, back from the mouth of hell. All that was left of them, left of the 600. When can their glory fade? Oh, the wild charge they made! All the world wondered. Honour the charge they made. Honour the Light Brigade. Noble 600. Okay, this poem is by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Let's see, he came from Lincolnshire originally. And he became the poet laureate, like the special poet of the Queen, after Wordsworth died. And then he was made a lord, a peer. So what's this poem about? Okay, this poem is about the charge of the Light Brigade. This was during the Battle of Balaclava. And Lord Cardigan led a cavalry charge against the artillery, and they were slaughtered. And the charge was made because there was a mistake in the communications, and most of them were killed. This battle happened in, I think, 1854. Now, what's the poem about? Well, this is one of these patriotic poems. It's about patriotism, war, and nationalism. Yeah, this one's a poem about the glory of the fallen soldier and the glory of fighting. And they accepted defeat and death, even though there was a mistake in their orders, and they didn't hesitate. They ran in, and they were incredibly brave. It's the theme of war as well, and this poem glorifies war. This is a very famous British poem, and it's talking, it also talks about nationalism and how this bravery brings honour to Great Britain. nobody's death brings honour, but, well, that's what it's saying. So, let's see. Half a league, half a league, half a league onward. So a league is a distance. Yeah, so it's quite a long distance. I'm not sure how many leagues in a mile, but they are charging forward. All in the valley of death rode the 600. So the cavalry brigade, the light brigade, there were 600 of them. And so they rode into this valley, which he calls the valley of death. Forward the light brigade, charge for the guns, he said. So he is Lord Raglan, the leader of the brigade. And he's saying, charge the guns, charge at the guns. Into the valley of death rode the 600. And here he's repeating this almost like a drum beat to build the suspense. Forward the light brigade, was there a man dismayed? Not though the soldier knew someone had blundered. So the light brigade went forward. Was there anybody there who was afraid, who was worried about doing this? No, they resolutely did their duty. And none of them refused to do it, even though they knew somebody had blundered, somebody had made a mistake. Theirs not to make reply, theirs not to reason why, theirs but to do or die. Okay, this line is very famous, and you will still find people quoting this more or less in this form: ours but to do or die. Yeah, and this is saying that the soldiers didn't complain; they didn't say anything. Yeah, it's not the soldiers' place to question orders. The only thing that a soldier has to do is complete their mission or die trying to complete it. And then again we have this: into the valley of death rode the 600. Cannon to the right of them, cannon to the left of them, cannon in front of them, volleyed and thundered. So a volley is where a set of cannons all fire together. So this is setting the scene. Yeah, there are cannons exploding on all sides. Stormed at with shot and shell, boldly they rode and well into the jaws of death. So they were brave and they rode, even though there were shots and shells attacking them, storming at them from all sides. But they continued into the mouth of death. This is a metaphor. They are into the enemy guns. Into the mouth of hell rode the 600. Okay, so here this is another metaphor. It's that he's saying that they are going to a horrible place of death. And they know it, but they will still go. Flashed all their sabres bare, flashed as they turned their air, sabring the gunners there. So a sabre is a sword. So their swords flashed in the light. Yeah, they flashed as they moved in the air, and they flashed as they killed the gunners who were there, who they were charging. Charging an army while all the world wondered. So here they are charging an army. They're charging to a clear death, and all the world is wondering. So maybe they're wondering why they do this, or maybe they wondered, they're amazed at the bravery and courage of these men. Plunged in the battery smoke, right through the line they broke. So the battery is the artillery battery. So they dived through the smoke and they broke through the line. Cossack and Russian reeled from the sabre stroke, shattered and sundered. So they were charging the Russian lines, and Russians and Cossacks were killed because they were hit with their sabres. To reel is to go back, or to go round and round. And these Cossacks and Russians were shattered, were broken and sundered, to sunder, to cut something off. So maybe they had arms or legs or heads cut off. Then they rode back, but not the 600. So then the survivors rode back, but there were not 600 of them. Clearly there had been very, very, very severe losses. Cannon to the right of them, cannon to the left of them, cannon behind them, volleyed and thundered. So here he repeats this line, and this has got this cannon to the right of them, cannon. It's got this sound of explosions, volleyed and thundered. Yeah, it's got this rhythm that gives you an idea of the cannons exploding. Stormed at with shot and shell, while horse and hero fell. So there was a storm of shots and artillery shells, and the horses and the cavalrymen fell. They that had fought so well came through the jaws of death, back from the mouth of hell. So the survivors that had fought so well, so bravely, they came back from the mouth, from the jaws of death, back from the mouth of hell. All that was left of them, left of 600. So, and the survivors, the few survivors, came back. And here we go into the nationalistic bit. When can their glory fade? Oh, the wild charge they made. So their glory will last forever. It will never diminish. We will remember them forever. Oh, the wild charge they made. So it was wild and crazy and incredible. And all the world wondered. All the world was amazed. All the world honour the charge they made. So feel honour for the brave deed that they did, for their charge. Honour the Light Brigade. So think highly of them. Noble 600. And that's the end. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. The Charge of the Light Brigade by Alfred Lord Tennyson.